We've got some more drama going on just when you think it's settling down. We've got KSI getting caught scamming, or at least something about that down that path. Obviously, KSI, giant influencer. People are going to be on both sides of this, but I just think that more like the what he's done is at the absolute bare minimum not right, not ethical, not a good thing, and wrong to do, right? Especially as an influencer. And Coffeezilla actually made a video about this. He covered this because Zach XBT, a different crypto investigator guy, called out KSI after he's decided to come back to crypto Twitter and basically called out, I think, like three pump and dump crypto coins that KSI was a part of. And this is where it gets a little bit of, I guess, nuance. Like Coffeezilla covers this and talks about it, where I guess people can say, oh, he didn't make any money or the price didn't go up, when that's not what matters, right? What matters is that he tweeted something talking about these cryptos, saying he was so bullish and he was hodling and he was going to be the greatest investor. And while he was tweeting positive things, he was selling on the back end. He was selling these coins while saying these are the greatest things in the world. That's the problem. That's the trading against yourself, against the people who are following you. Like, he cannot be dumb enough to think that not a single person take this tweet seriously. There's so many people who will do that on Twitter, right? So he can't be using that as an excuse that he's trying to say, well, no one's supposed to take this seriously. And I think in the DMs, in one of these DMs, Coffeezilla reveals that he said he put not financial advisor in his bio. So that fixes everything, right? You put that in your bio, and then you can pump and dump and say this coin's the greatest thing in the world while selling it behind the scenes. But someone also made an entire doc here, I guess, defending KSI. And there's one line in here that everyone's talking about to say this just throws the whole thing away. And it's here saying that he's been a fan of JJ being KSI for more than 8+ years. So I may be biased towards JJ. So immediately, discredits himself as being biased, but anyone who writes up this type of thing trying to defend him, probably be a pretty good assumption to think that they're a fan of KSI, right? But he has this whole thing here. Coffeezilla broke this down in his second channel in a video, kind of talking about the different things. Basically, the biggest defense here is that apparently KSI isn't serious. He's not to be taken serious, which I would agree. I don't think any influencer should be taken serious on financial matters ever. But the fact of the matter is they are. People look at them as a like figurehead of someone that they respect, and if they say to buy something and it's a good investment, they assume that it's a good investment. They shouldn't, but people do. That's basically his whole defense here, is basically saying KSI always tweets these things and changes his mind. The next day he'll say like Bitcoin's the greatest thing in the world one day, and then the next day say Bitcoin's the worst thing in the world. He just can't be trusted. He goes all over the place. So sure, I guess I don't think that's a defense of anything, right? That's just kind of saying nothing really. Like, no one is saying KSI changes his mind back and forth. The evidence that he pumped and dumped is that he tweeted something saying this coin is great, and then behind the scenes, while he tweeted that, was selling that said coin. That is literally like a textbook definition of a pump and dump. The price doesn't have to go up for it to be a pump and dump. Most of the time, these guys are looking for liquidity, because when you look at these coins, they aren't worth what they say they're worth. You might have a coin worth $1, but if you have a million coins and they're worth $1, you could have $1 million on paper. But if you can't sell that to people and have $1 million in liquidity to get that million out, then it's not worth the million, right? If you were to sell it, it would dump the price, and that's what these coins are doing. So when they pump and dump, they want to pump in liquidity so they can sell at these prices, and then when the price falls back down, when liquidity goes away, they can either buy back in or run away with the money. But looking at this document, I guess, like, he's just got a bunch of screenshots, obviously talking about it. Oh, he's cursed, saying like bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I guess, went down. I don't know. But obviously this whole thing here, there's one thing that KSI, he has this, the definition of a pump and dump in here, which I don't know. Like the people are arguing that the price didn't go up means it's not a pump and dump. Nah, I don't think so. That's not it, right? But if we look more, XCAD's the big thing here. I think like People are talking about XCAD a ton. I think this is the biggest number, like dollar amount that he did. $850,000 dumped after he tweeted X bags looking juicy, hodl gang, and he hodled $850,000 in the negative. He sold it all. So I don't know if he sold it all, but he sold stuff. There's one thing in here that talks about something with earn and super, if we could find it, saying that, like, kind of giving him an excuse. This is also not this chart. This one was wrong. Where like the buys and sells, he got information wrong. But we could see earn. Here's earn. So this is what people, or what this guy's saying. It was earn and super. So apparently KSI tweeted saying two coins he's super bullish on, super and earn. And when he tweeted that, he was selling on the back end. And apparently he sold earn, or sold some earn and bought some super or something. But KSI, or Coffeezilla, in his video says, you know, that's a good point, because he sold out of this and bought into this other thing, which I don't know. I don't see it that way, because it's still trading behind it, right? It's still saying something and trading the opposite behind the scenes. Even if you bought your other coin that you say you're super bullish on, but you sold the other one that you also said was super bullish on, it doesn't make it right? I don't see that as a point. Coffeezilla says it's a good point. I don't really see it that way. I don't think that because you bought into something else that you said was good while selling something else, another thing that you said was good, it doesn't make any sense, right? So I don't know if it's such a great point, but that's the only thing that this has hinged on, is that he actually, when he sold this, he actually bought the other one. So that's the only good point that has come out of this. And you can see that you know, huge document. He's got other project things that he did, but this whole thing going on with KSI, very similar to Logan Paul, right? I guess the two of them actually meant to be business partners. They are involved in similar things. It's crazy to think about, really, but these guys who are multi millionaires have more money than they know what to do with, have a money printer on their YouTube channels and stuff. Like, they don't have to worry about this stuff, yet for some reason they're out here in crypto, you know, saying one thing, selling the other things, trying to make money here, trying to do different things, scamming people. It's weird to see that, like, influencers that have so much money, we saw so many of them, it's way more than just KSI and Logan Paul, just going down this route for literally no reason. But I guess we might see a response video out of KSI. He says he'll make his own response when he can. So we'll see what's in his response. I'm going to guess that it's going to be a whole lot of nothing. Same way that he did when Logan Paul was scamming people, got caught scamming with CryptoZoo, he's just going to say a whole bunch of stuff saying that he wasn't serious, he wasn't meant to take serious, and he's not a financial advisor, which, as we know, it doesn't cover you. Just saying not financial advice doesn't cover you, right? I think the SEC's already proven that they go after people who say that, who knowingly are doing something that isn't allowed, and are deciding to put not financial advice as if that saves them. But I guess we'll see what happens. We'll see when this response video comes out. I'm sure KSI will say something. Coffeezilla might make a response to that. We'll see how it all goes down. But it's another influencer caught doing some crazy things in crypto. But that's going to do it for this video. As always, do smash that button and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next